Hi, everybody. Welcome to Emerge Healing and Wellness. My name is Laura Mazzotta. I'm the Akashic Therapist, and I guide women who are needing to create their own wellness plan from resources they already have within to help them heal from negativity, depression, anxiety, illness, or pain. And I'm coming live today because I have a new singing bowl, and I'm so pumped about it. It's a solar plexus singing bowl. Morning, Lisa. Thanks so much for coming. It's a solar plexus singing bowl, and the solar plexus is the area that is existing between our belly buttons and our heart space. So it's like right above our belly button. And that is our seat of willpower, of our central sun, so self-esteem, confidence. And this is the area where I've always struggled the most, and the area where I knew that I could use some serious sound healing, my friends. So I've had this giant monster on my list for like a year and a half. And I finally got one for my birthday. Maybe that makes me a nerd. Probably. That's okay. I embrace it because this sucker has ridiculous levels of power. So I'm going to be playing it for you guys today. In fact, one of the members of my healing group, and if you guys want to check it out, it's a free group for women who are looking to heal from negativity, illness, depression, anxiety, pain, or just expand, right? Expand their spirituality. We can all benefit from healing in one way or another. So I actually just went live in that group, and I wanted to come on here so that you could all collectively benefit from the immense benefit of this enormous fabulousness. I'll show you the comparison. This thing's so huge, and I'm so afraid to drop it, to my other singing bowl. Other side, okay. Look, I speak and it rings. Can you hear that? I mean, I was excited about this, then I got it. It is so much better than I ever imagined it would be. It's so amazing. All right, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna play you the standard little Amazon.com singing bowl, which is fantastic, by the way. Typically when you get a singing bowl, just like willy-nilly, like you say, oh, I'm just gonna grab a singing bowl and this one has good reviews. And this is one that other people have told me is really good too. It's usually tuned to the heart chakra, right? Which is right here in our heart space, our seat of unconditional love. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare these two because this has a really rich sound. It's beautiful, and now I'm gonna play you the monster solar plexus singing bowl. This is tuned to the solar plexus, okay? And you're gonna hear not only the vibrations, and obviously it's not gonna be as strong as it is in person. So if you guys all wanna come over, just come over and we'll play the singing bowl. And my drum, because the drum doesn't really come across super well on the microphone either. But what you'll notice is that after I'm done playing it, it's going to keep ringing. Like, it lasts forever. This one just lasts and lasts and lasts. So after it keeps ringing, after I like let go of the mallet, I'm gonna play this one kind of in its wake, which is so fun because you can combine the sounds and then you're doing like chakra balancing and cleansing, and it's just really exciting. All right, so here we go, friends. Solar plexus singing bowl. By the way, this is from Top Fund. I'm gonna throw them a little bone here and advertise for them. Their Top Fund frosted crystal singing bowl. What are your thoughts, guys? Could you hear it? I want to see how it comes through on the microphone. I'm going to show it to you again for any of you that didn't see it. This is the Top Fund Frosted Crystal Singing Bowl. that literally I can feel it vibrating to the core of my being. It's amazing. And any of you local peeps, actually, I'm going to, on October 13th, I think it is, it's the Sunday, at 5:30 in Poughkeepsie at the Hudson Valley Healing Center. They have salt caves. And I'm going there to do a sound healing bath in the salt caves. It was hard to hear for you, Lisa? You could hear and feel it, Kathy. Okay, good. So anyway, I'm going to be going there. This guy has like every singing bowl you can imagine that he's going to have like out in front of him. And he's going to be doing all the different tones, and we're going to be doing it in the salt cave for like 45 minutes. It's funny because when I played this for my kids, they were like, that's really loud, because it is really, really loud. But I love it because that's the intensity of the vibration that I feel I need in the solar plexus, especially when I'm feeling anxious or when I'm feeling a lack of confidence, right? That we want to activate that area for ourselves. And this is such an easy way to do it and such a beautiful way to do it. And again, I can feel it resonating. Like right now, I can literally feel my feet vibrating from the resonance that exists. I mean, to be honest, I'm talking right now and both of them are singing. You guys probably can't hear it because, it's a very mild ringing, but as I'm speaking, these two are kind of like talking to each other. I can hear the heart chakra sound from this one, and I can hear the ringing from this one. So I kind of like put my hands on them because it's distracting me. But yeah, so it's just cool to see that give and take, right? Energetically, that sometimes when we get to that point where we don't trust, what is energy and how is it being exchanged between us? And, is this really real or is this just woo-woo or whatever, right? That doing something like this really shows you the level of energy exchange that can exist between me as a physical person, this crystal bowl, and this one, I don't know what this is made out of, metal, copper, and the fact that we are all energetic entities, right, that are operating on a level of exchange with one another. So I'm going to play it one more time for you guys, and again, play this little one in the wake of the vibration of the big crystal bowl. And let me know if you guys can or cannot hear it. I'm going to actually tilt this a little bit so you can see it a little better. Okay. That way you can also see how to play one of these suckers. So I don't know if you guys could hear that when you are done with using the mallet on the singing bowl and you just let it vibrate and you just let it sing on its own, it kind of ebbs and flows. So it doesn't just taper off. I don't know if you noticed, and I can play it one more time so you can tune into that if you want to. But when you hit it with the mallet and it's just kind of singing, it will start to kind of fade off and it kind of comes back and gets loud and strong again. And the other piece is that you can play with, which I just did in this last one, you can play with how fast you go with a mallet, and you can play with how much pressure you put on it, because that's going to depend on the tone or the intensity of the sound. So, if you kind of want to lighten up because you're feeling like, oh, it's a little too intense, you can lighten up on the pressure, or you can, if I go faster, it gets even more intense. So you can also use different mallets. Like as you can see, this one, it comes with a rubber mallet for this one. But this one comes with a felt mallet, and you can use the felt. It produces a different sound kind of around the rim, but I don't like it as much. It's not as intense. So you can play with different waves. And some people literally just tap their singing bowls, and they just like the ringing that comes from the tapping. Which to me sounds like a higher tone, right? Like it sounds like it's got a higher tone to it, which is fine. I mean, it's more similar to this one, which is for the heart chakra. But for my purposes, I really want it for the solar plexus to help with that anxiety, self-esteem, confidence. And I like the more intense waves because I can feel it ripple through my whole body, especially concentrated right there where you feel the butterflies in your stomach above your belly button. So I'm going to play this one last time, okay? So that you guys can listen in to how it kind of ebbs and flows after you stop the mallet and let it sing, okay? Last time. I think I said that last time, but this time I promise. I love this thing. I can also feel it going in and out of each of my ears sometimes. So sometimes it'll be louder in my left and I won't really hear it in my right. And so again, I just went live in my other group, my Room for Healing. It's a free group. So if you guys want to join that, I would absolutely love, oh, I'm so glad you can hear the ebb and flow. That's great, because it's hard for me to tell what what qualities can come through the microphone and technology. So I'm really glad. It's a pretty bold bowl. And I actually listened to one on YouTube myself before I purchased this one to make sure it was a tone that I wanted and all of that. And I was able to hear it pretty well. So that's coming through. But anyway, I just went live in my Room for Healing and I talked about awareness, right? And like a breath, awareness of our breath, and really listening to all the little nuances of sound that come through when we listen to any kind of sound or do any kind of sound healing. So, so jump in that group if you haven't already, because again, it's free and it's a beautiful group of women who are just devoted to their own healing, to being their best selves. And it's going to be a really expansive space where we're going to be sharing tips and tricks and ways to really improve our vibration, to connect with one another, to provide support and receive support. So if you can't find it, let me know. I have some posts on my page as well that you can click on to join that. But let me see what Jess says here. Yeah, I love listening after. Yeah, Jess, that's one of the things that I wrote a blog on, I don't know when it was, a couple of weeks ago, something like that. When I'm really physically shot and laying down and can't move, I always start with sound healing. And if I'm not near one of my bowls or my drum or my tuning fork, then I just chant. And depending on how I'm feeling, depends on how loudly or intensely I can chant. Sometimes it's kind of a weak one, but I have to hold this because it keeps singing when I'm talking. I choose the mantra that goes with the chakra where I'm feeling the most uncomfortable. So, if we're focusing on our sacral chakra, which is below our belly button, we're going to say VAM, and we're going to chant VAM. The recommendation is to do the chanting, whatever you choose. You can just do Om. It doesn't matter. That's the universal one. Recommendation is to do it 15 times, which is a lot of times. But in terms of successfully increasing our vibration to a point where we're not going to then lose it, You know what I mean? Because there's, okay, I can shift my state by playing this bowl for a minute or 30 seconds. But then am I going to go right back to where I was before? So you're going to need to feel into that, whatever works for you. You know, for me, I'm very intuitive, so I really tune into what sensations I'm getting. So when I'm playing this and it starts to get to the point where I'm like, okay, it's a little bit uncomfortable, so I'm going to sit with this because I like to push myself a little bit past my comfort zone so that I can get that extra deep level of healing. But when it starts to become a little like edgy, uncomfortable, I'm like, okay, back off, enjoy the ringing, take some deep breaths. So you have to kind of tune into what works for you. And same with the mantras. Like for me, especially when I'm not feeling well, I can get short of breath. So if I'm doing the mantras and I'm like, whew, can't breathe anymore. There's no rules here. You know, it's not like, oh, well, I have to do this back to back to back to back and I have to hold it for 6 breaths and then I have to breathe out for 7 breaths, because that's what helps with anxiety, is to have your exhale longer than your inhale. You don't follow any rules. Go with what your body dictates. Go with what your mind or your energy field feels like, because that's what's going to develop your intuition, is if you really listen to yourself and see what benefits you get from that when you listen. So thanks so much for joining me. I know, Jess, we were separated at birth. It's becoming more and more apparent as time goes on. So I love all of you for coming to join with me. It's so fun to play with my singing bowls. And it benefits me just as much as it benefits you. So if you haven't had a chance, jump over into that group, Room for Healing. I would love to have you there. Sending you all lots of love and gratitude. Have a beautiful Tuesday, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.